And we're delighted to welcome to the studio Katharina Nohl, a wonderful composer. And she is joined, as you can see, by a young lady who happens to be her daughter, and that's Amalia. So, Katharina and Amalia, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Hi, Steve. Thank you for having us and to seeing you again.
Yes. Now, Katharina, you're joining us, and Amalia, you're joining us today from the Dominican Republic, but your home base is in Switzerland?
Correct. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I'm just curious to know, what are you doing in the Dominican Republic today?
We're enjoying the lovely weather, and we have family here, and we are visiting family by my husband's side, and staying here. There's a very big distance, and so we prefer staying for a bit of a longer term and spending good quality time together.
I see. That's wonderful. Now, Katharina, we'll start a little bit with you, but you are a composer and a very distinguished composer. And I want to talk to you about your early years. When did you first decide that composing was something you wanted to do?
Oh, that was actually rather late. Maybe these things, they happen on and off through life. I think earliest I was probably encouraged by my very first piano teacher, but I just couldn't see myself doing it. Later, as a student, I was encouraged again by my tutors in England, but I couldn't quite trust their judgment. I'm always very suspicious. And then later, there was a moment when I met Fazil Sai, and so we talked a lot about it, and
Really?
he actually, yeah. So, and he was one of the main reasons why I actually felt brave enough to write something and write my name under that. Yeah.
Well, he's an amazing musician, and I can see where you might have been inspired by him. He's a wonderful pianist, right?
Yeah. I like him. And we have it's funny, sometimes we can carry on after a conversation. We haven't seen each other for so many years, and we carry on there where we last stopped. It's quite cool.
Right.
He's got a good memory.
Well, you moved to Switzerland in 2002, raising a family there, but you've been performing all over Europe. And according to my notes here, you've had your compositions performed in Russia, Turkey, the UK, Germany, Switzerland, Albania, and beyond. So once you began composing, you became quite prolific and performances all over the world, really.
Yes, and now in New York, twice. So that's yeah, you know, to spread it is I try to my aim is to bring new music on stage. Also, I see as because I'm an organizer and composer, pianist, I do so many things. So I also see the difficulties with the audience and the organizers. Modern music can also divide a lot of people. So what is modern music? I always say contemporary music, modern music. It's such a how shall I say? It's it's actually drawn the has drawn all the energy, and there is like when you say you write contemporary music, I I don't actually. I only write current music,
Right.
but I still fall into the category of contemporary music. But I don't write contemporary music. I like to write music that is it's a pleasure to the audience.
Mhm. Well, I'm working with a jazz singer actually who's performing a piece by Stockhausen, and she came up with a wonderful phrase. She said, "It's not about understanding the music; it's about feeling the music,"
Yeah, yeah.
which I thought was a very good way of putting it. Um, and now, when moving to Switzerland, you were encouraged by your piano teacher. It says she opened your ears to Eastern music and the works of female composers. So you're very dedicated to helping female composers get a foothold in the music world. And this led you to found what's called the Swiss Female Composers Festival, let's talk a little bit about that. When did you found that? And is this a yearly festival?
I found it in 2019. It's not annually. It is. I ran into 3 lockdowns. I I was drained after that, and then after the first run, I realized there was a big gap in the availability of scores by female composers. So I then concentrated on publication. So I did a call for score for piano solo, and I published a piano solo piece collection with Universal Edition in Vienna. And now the second one is coming out with pieces for violin and piano, because it is really an issue accessing, finding the music of the female composers. So there's definitely, and it also happened in Germany and England. I encountered then in the course of work, I came across with other people that work on the same issues. It's nice. We have come across with the same problematic.
Hmm. Now, it's no coincidence that you're sitting next to a female composer. I see.
I made her.
Your daughter is certainly a female composer because Amalia, tell us about your life as a composer. You're about you're not even 20, I don't think. You're about 19.
I just turned 19, yes.
You just turned 19, but you have a growing passion for film and theater music, especially. So, when did you begin thinking about being a composer? You weren't influenced at all by your mother, though.
No,
No,
that
not at all.
cannot be. No, no way.
No, no.
So I started when I was 9. Just, I guess when you're 9, you just play a bit around the piano when you didn't really want to learn. And like that, I composed my first piece, what my mother performed then in the UK. And then from there on, I had a bit of a longer break. And then when I started becoming a teenager, I decided to look into that a bit more. Also due to my mother pushing me and saying, why not looking into it a bit more? I saw my passion for it.
Well, the thing is, it was there, and alongside, she has always sat down a bit, and she wanted to work with the same programs that I work with, and I said, "Oh, we can go to the university, etc., and arrange some sessions, just on private basis, where you just get the most essential things that you want at that time." So she was very young, and just keeping. I always think if somebody is curious to learn, you have to use the momentum, and then she did a couple of other things. I always signed her up for some projects.
Now, you also, Amalia, performed your mother's piano concerto with the Orchestra Manhattan in November.
Yes.
Well, that was just a few weeks ago.
Yes, it was a very spectacular moment to perform something like that, especially also because you, as a pianist, you know the composer very personally.
Yeah.
And so it's also a really nice feeling to be able to say, I played a piece of my mother in the Carnegie Hall.
Wow, wow.
It's quite a nice thing to say.
Now, it's called By the Baltic Sea. I know we're not playing it here, but tell us a little bit about the piece. Either one of you can talk about the piece. You wrote it, Katharina. You performed it, Amalia. So let's tell our listeners and viewers a little bit about the composition itself.
Yeah.
So I wrote it initially for the Youth Symphony Orchestra in St. Petersburg. It was first performed there. I played it there. And it's also, for the Youth Symphony Orchestra, it was the idea also that the pianist could actually also orchestrate the orchestra. It is doable, and I also saw a bit of a lot of conductors, they play and conduct, and you can do both and try it. It's good fun trying new things. But anyway, it has always been conducted, and not the pianist conducting it himself or herself. So what I find really remarkable, and it did happen again, that people that do know the Baltic Sea and have lived there and know the flair, the everything around it, everything that is around the Baltic Sea, they really feel picked up on the music. They feel emotionally connected. And I heard that again in New York and at other places where it was performed. Of course, by percentage, you don't have that many people living around the Baltic Sea. So when you go somewhere, it's very unlike to meet people that been raised or have some connection to the Baltic Sea. But if you do, then it's pretty cool. It's absolutely amazing.
Amalia, is it a difficult piece to perform?
For me, the only difficulty was because it was the first time for me playing with an orchestra.
Oh,
So the moment of playing it together and listening to other instruments playing with you was the most hardest part, I think. But otherwise, the piece itself is quite doable. There are moments where you get frustrated, yes, but you have the composer to complain.
That's wonderful. Now, Amalia, you plan to get a degree in film and theater composition. What's attracting you to that genre of film and theater? And you're also, I understand, you'll be studying at the Zurich University for the Arts.
Yes.
Are you enrolled now, or will that be next year?
I'm not enrolled yet, but next year.
You've been accepted.
It's in discussion.
I see. Okay. So what attracts you to film and theater composition as opposed to say serious? Not that that's not serious, but you know what I mean. What attracts you to theater and film composition?
I think the moment where it really attracted me is when listening to Joe Hisaishi. I don't know if you know. He's more popular in Japanese music, and due to of his music, it always gave me like goosebumps. And through him, I wanted to see other film composers, and the moment of how they bring the emotions of in the film or in that scene over is very important, and it brings it all a bit more together, because a film without music is just a
Right.
bit boring.
Right.
So I thought that's for me the moment where I really thought that's something for me.
I see. Have you written any scores for films yet?
I have composed one for a film, for a short film, that was also in the collab of a program, and yeah, I guess that was pretty much. It was really interesting to see how difficult it actually is, because it's completely different to just composing. Because just composing is, you can leave your fascination or your imagination just go and you write, and there you really have to look at the film and see what emotions or what the character is doing, and it's all, you need to think of so many different things at the same time that your brain is just going and going.
Well, according to my notes here, you have a few hobbies. You love exploring ancient cultures, discovering new ideas, and continue to grow as an artist through your curiosity. What exploring ancient cultures? How is that? What have you discovered that has helped you grow as a person, as an artist, by delving into ancient cultures?
So just in general, in ancient cultures are just a huge fascination for me, because it's so cool to see like different instruments Also,
I see.
you can go first of all into instruments that have maybe not been really popular in Western cultures, or in Europe. We don't really know about it, but these instruments give a piece. It might give a piece a completely different flair, or more authentic flair, if you decide to go for an Arabic kind of tune, or a Chinese kind of tune, or whatever. So it's depending, and therefore the interest comes to.
And you intend to incorporate some of those instruments into your music. Wow, that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
I'm planning. I'm still trying to figure out how, because there are not many audios of instruments, but so that's why it's interesting.
They're all over YouTube, I'm sure. Well,
Yeah.
it's been fascinating talking to Katharina and Amalia Nohl. We wish you both the best wishes on your wonderful careers. You both are very creative and dedicated musicians and artists, and it's been a real delight to talk with you. And I hope we can talk again real soon.
Thank you,
Thank
Steve.
you very much.
It's a pleasure as always.
Thank you.
Bye. Take care.
Take care.